the size of the team. Normally, is what happens when once the team is selected, there's a ratio they do. Is supposed to be 10 athletes per one doctor. Yeah.
That's
so
right. 1 to 10.
Yeah, 1 to 10. So if there are 30, that means you go. If there are more than 10, you go 2. If there are less than 10, you go 1. Yeah, and then you get a nutritionist. And then when the camp opens, normally you get a talk. You give the athletes a talk because you find that those who have just joined for the first time in the national team, and they are not aware of any medication, what, and they have been taking these over-counter drugs. And some of them, like cough syrups, most of the cough syrups are banned because they contain some substances that are not allowed by WADA. So you have to take them through the list, and from the time they join the national team, they're not allowed to take any medication from outside. When they're sick, they're taken care of by the national team.
Doctors of the team.
If there's a problem for the fire out, you refer. Because you cannot do surgery inside there, you take the specific concept of it, you do the surgery. But there's anything that you want, like you want to take an X-ray, you want to do a scan, you want to do what, there's an identified hospital that you take them, and they get done just like that. And then other things like nutrition, take them through, and then we go to the kitchen, we see the food they're supposed to eat, because sometimes you don't balance the food, or you give sometimes a lot of food, some of them put a lot of weight, and they lose their shape.
Right.
Yeah, and then you ask them if there are any other food supplements. That, you find that some managers normally give them food supplements, so they have to declare and say that I'm using this type of food supplement. But that one has to be separate, and it has to be confidential between you and the athletes.
But you, as a doctor of this camp, you are actually deciding what to do with food, with all supplements, or what? Or athlete have his own doctor?
No.
No.
No. When you come to the national team, they get one doctor, the team. They get services, medical services from within that team. Yeah.
And in this case, what happens when the athlete first time comes as a member of national team? Do you do some testings, some tests for doping or for what? Or no?
No, but we take one by one and ask them, whoever has taken some medications before, come and declare. So we open a file for each. Yeah, this one says,
it's like an official declaration.
Yes.
The athletes have to say exactly what, when, and where.
Yeah, and that's between you and the athlete. Do not leak from the doctor to other athletes. Yeah, and also like some food supplements have been coming out of controversies. So we normally get the type of food supplement they're taking. Yeah, and then we write them down. In case when they're doing doping, we declare that. But if they hide and they're caught, that's the only
The consequences are terrible.
Yeah.
So nobody wants.
But actually in Kenya I didn't heard a lot of big problem about that.
Not really.
Yeah.
It's not a big problem basically.
No, it's not.
But the majority are taking sports here as a profession. And if this is your job, you want to do it for a longer time.
Well, yeah.
So you don't want to mess around with it.
Right, because once you miss it,
Then
you're out and
so
you're
you don't
not
have
able
a
to.
chance.
Right.
Yeah. So normally it's only that we have only one case, one incident, 2-8.
2 is the Olympic.
The Olympic.
Yeah.
So then one girl who was cheated by another
Nigerian.
Yeah, Nigerian from.
Yeah.
Nigerian. She was doing 400 meters.
Yeah.
She broke the
National record.
national record
Twice.
within a week.
And you know what I've done in the country when you break the national record, whoever was holding the national record has put money
It's money.
in the kit. As I've said, if you break my record, I'll give you 50,000. Whoever breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lady.
A lady at the age of 33, 34,
Yeah.
making a record of 400 meters of equation.
Yeah.
So she was caught, she was banned for 2
I
years.
think she's still. I met her the other day, she's training.
Yeah, so she finished. So she's building up now again.
From the very basic, yeah.
Yeah. So drugs, yeah, they're very, you're very hard on them. Yeah, yeah, you don't give room. And you know that sometimes an athlete can take anything to make them win.
Right.
Yeah.
But and now and once the championship finished, yeah. Okay, for example, last year Olympic Games, it's finished. You know the basically the team will be the same or similar for the next championship as well, probably.
Yeah, 50%.
Well, 50%. Okay, and those 50% which will come from one tournament to another. So do you also, as a national team doctor, taking care of all of those time in between those championships, or contact with athletes, doctor, personnel, or just you're just taking care of it on this particular time?
Yeah, what?
All over. Oh, you're just following them up?
No, I don't follow them.
No?
They now follow me up. When they have a problem, when they're sick, sometimes they call or they come to my clinic. Yeah.
Well, but actually, if they need some support, they can
Yeah, yeah, they do come. In fact, some come as from Eldoret, they come and stay now. Yeah.
Yeah.
They get the treatment.
Nairobi.
Say finish and they go. If there are many, sometimes they can call. They book a ticket for me. Their ticket, I go there. I attend to them for about 3-4 days. Back to Nairobi. But all the time, I'm with athletes. I don't miss a day without attending to them. There are very many. Yeah.
Wow.
In fact, a day I see about 5, minimum of 5.
But you don't have, for example, for athletes, some obligation to do some medicine tests 2 times per year or 1 time per year. So every athlete who is named as a candidate of national team, so he must go to these some tests, not for the doping, but for all tests. Or some hard tests probably, some injuries, some muscles, do some measurements, some tests, some jumping, so on. Yeah, to make some, from the medical point of view, make some, let's say, adjustments or some control, how it's actually overall, how athlete's looking for. So how it's look itself. So because, for example, you have some tests, so to jump from the floor to here 10 times on time. Okay. Then last year he did maybe 15 times, in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
But this year he can do this only 10. And you said, okay, as a national team doctor, you send a report to some coach or to someone, some national team manager or whatever, and say, okay, this athlete has some problems probably. He's become more weak than before. Do you do this control? No?
Not really, because every athlete is independent.
Right.
And when it comes to national undertaking, it's a very basic, it's the refined product end, is what you look into.
Yeah.
But how you get into shape, that's your own, and your coach.
Tell you their coach. And sometimes, like top athletes, they are those normally who we are very close most of the time.
Right.
And we have some contract with them.
You have some actually this is what I'm looking for. You have some
Yeah.
more confidential or less confidential, but actually you have some, let's say, joinable things.
Yes. Sometimes even with managers from abroad, there's some managers who are entrusted. If you are sick, see so and so. And when you have attended them, then he send the invoice to me. So he pays their bills from abroad. We have those
Bills to get
treatment. Like when I've treated them, when they're sick, they get well after the treatment, and I send them the bill to the manager. Then the manager sends me the money for the service. And the test we do, like after the season, there's normally for the top athletes only because it's a bit expensive. I don't have a lab, but I have to send them to the laboratory. We do blood tests. One, to determine the level of red blood cells. That's HB.
Right, yeah.
The hemoglobin level. And then we check whether there are any infections in the blood, the urine, the stool. We do that general. And also we check the electrolytes, like calcium level, the potassium level, the blood, all those. We do that analysis. If there's any adjustment, you might find that your HB level is low, then we have to raise it through food supplement, like iron.
Right, yeah.
If your calcium level is low, we give you the calcium supplement to raise it, and then we advise you on diet. And we also carry out the